UFC on ESPN 6 Boston Reyes versus Weidman just wrapped up. It was a good card. We're going to go through the entire thing, starting with the early prelims, ending with the main event, giving our reaction to every single fight. Daniel Spitz lost to Tanner Boser. I picked Daniel Spitz to win. I just see a big, tall heavyweight and I like the way it looks. I see a mullet and I don't like the way it looks. So I went with Daniel Spitz. Stupid. Tanner Boser was a beast. Got the job done. I like Tanner Boser. I like the mullet. I'm rocking with it. We need guys at heavyweight and Tanner Boser is another guy. So I like it. Brendan Allen versus Kevin Holland. Another good fight. Brendan Allen gets the job done. He was asking for a 50k bonus, which calm down. Calm down. No one on the prelims gets fucking bonuses, so calm down. But Brendan Allen got the job done. I picked Kevin Holland. I saw him on a 3-fight win streak. I know they were close fights and they could have gone either way. But he's still going to split decisions with these guys. And these guys are good. Alessio De Chirico. Gerald Mearshot's quite good as well. Brendan Allen's a newcomer. I thought he was going to get a spanking from Kevin Holland. And Brendan Allen, just showed off his game. Choked him out in the second round. Very nice. Very nicely done. I like Brendan Allen. I feel like he should fight Darren Stewart next. That makes sense to me. Court McGee versus Sean Brady. I went with Sean Brady. I picked him to win, and he got the job done. It was a very close decision. I thought he was going to finish Court McGee, but don't sleep on Court McGee. Anyone in the third round is probably going to lose to Court McGee. He just does not stop coming. The pressure does not stop. He wins the majority of the third rounds in fights that he's in. He beat Robert Whittaker by split decision at welterweight. Before this one, he went to a split decision with Diego Lima. Craziness. Court McGee's still in there. At welterweight, he's a good name as well. I don't know what I want to see from him next. I don't mind what I see from him next. He's still fighting well. He's not getting KO'd. Sean Brady, good win. We have another undefeated welterweight in our midst. I like it. Randy Costa versus Boston Salmon. I called this. I got the Sean Brady one right. I called the Randy Costa one. Boston Salmon coming off his first ever KO loss, I believe. Or just a big KO loss. Coming back very shortly after. His hands are now glued to his face. His style's completely changed. Randy Costa comes in there and he slings them. He slings massive bombs at you for the first round. He's got good scrambles and he just swings bombs at you from different angles and you're going to get caught. And that's what happened. That's what happened to Boston Salmon. Randy Costa got the job done as predicted in the first round by KO. Good job to him. I want to see him versus that Mr. Perfect guy. The Asian guy. Chinese, Japanese, Korean type Asian. You know? He should be good next. Maybe on the South Korea card. Let's turn him around. Let's get the card stacked. Carl Bochniak versus Sean Woodson. I went with Sean Woodson. I don't know why I'm saying I'm going with. I went with him. And he got the job done. Carl Bochniak is just too one-dimensional. He beats a lot of guys. He doesn't beat a lot of guys. He doesn't beat really anyone. He's on a 3-fight loss streak. He's probably going to lose again. Unless you want to rematch him versus Brandon Davis. Loser gets cut from the UFC. That makes sense to me. But he just is too one-dimensional, man. He just bobs and weaves, Lawler vs. Covington style, and then throws hooks to the head and to the body. That's all he does. He has no other part of his game. He's too one-dimensional, and Sean Woodson is just weird-looking. I know I can't say that. I know coming from me, that means not quite much. But he is fucking... I have to admit this. He's just weird to look at, in general. Just a weird human being. He's just weird. The legs are just weird. I was off-put by the legs in the fight. They just look weird. I'm just going to say it. But we have another undefeated featherweight, so... Good shit, Sean Woodson. Keep it going. Molly McCann versus Diana Belbita. I went with Molly McCann. She got the job done. Diana Belbita had a good first round with some volume, but Molly McCann she could just go for all 3 rounds, put the pressure on you. Every time she got on top, she was being dominant. I think it could have been a 10-8 round in the second, but it wasn't. Molly McCann gets the job done. Very well done. Very well done. I think what's next for Molly McCann is a Joanne Calderwood fight. At flyweight, McCann's on a 3-fight win streak. Calderwood's just got a win as well, and she's in the top 5. Molly McCann versus Joanne Calderwood in UFC England, or wherever it's going to be in the UK this year. It's happening in March. Make it happen. Scotland versus England. It makes sense. Charles Rosa comes back after 2.5 years off and beats Manny Bermudez. I'm off the Manny Bermudez hype train. I was on it for a bit and I think I was blinded by his surname. As soon as I recognise a surname, I go crazy for the guy. You know what I mean? I think he's the next big thing. Oh, your brother's with this guy? That means you must be a world champion. But apparently not. He just lost again at featherweight. I'm kind of off the bandwagon a bit. I don't know who I want to see him fight next. He's got 2 headliners of prelims in a row. They were really trying to push him, but he just couldn't string together the wins that he needed. Charles Rosa comes back, gets the armbar. Manny Bermudez kind of leaving his arm out there to be taken. I don't know why, but Charles Rosa gets the job done. Good shit. Good shit, Charles Rosa. Back at featherweight. Main card, Deron Winn versus Darren Stewart. I picked Darren Stewart to win. I really did. I picked him to win. I didn't think he was going to get a finish. I said he might do, but I could see him winning a decision as well. Deron Winn, I mean, just too one-dimensional, man. Just diving for takedowns. Even though Darren Stewart isn't the best wrestler, he's from the UK. Trust me, he's not the best wrestler in the world. He's from the UK. He's from London. I'm from London. I'm still going to admit that. I'm no bias there. We aren't grapplers. But Deron Winn's just a bit too small, a bit too predictable in his game, and Darren Stewart's just a bit too strong for him. Deron Winn couldn't hold him down. A lot of people are saying Winn got robbed, which is fucking stupid. Like, if you know the new rules, they value damage. They don't value a guy laying in full guard anymore. You have to be doing damage. And that's the new rule set. Whether you agree with it or not, that's how the judges are judging these fights. And that's what you got to think of when you're making your predictions. How are the judges going to judge it? You know? I like Darren Stewart here. I think he should maybe fight Brendan Allen next, and the winner should get a guy in the top 15. That makes sense to me. That's a great fight as well. Darren Stewart got the job done. Deron Winn, I don't know what I want from him. Maybe Deron Winn versus Kevin Holland. That makes sense. Or Darren Stewart versus John Phillips, who just got a big KO win on the London card in March. Let's fill it up. The London cards are getting good. Macy Barber versus Gillian Robertson. I went with Macy Barber. She got the job done. The back of her head is really flat. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but the back of her head, like, everyone has a little bit of a bulge out, you know, like a little bit of a buck, like an alien cranium. But her back of her head is just flat upwards. I don't know what I think about the fight. It was a good finish. She's a beast. She throws bombs. She's KOing girls at women's flyweight. I wouldn't mind seeing her versus Paige Van Zandt next. That makes sense to me. They'd probably make it a co-main event, or at least be third down the list on a card. They'd put that in a good spot on the card, because they're trying to build whoever's the next big thing at women's flyweight here, I guess. I'm all aboard Macy Barber train. She has a weird back of the head, but I'm going to ignore that because her performance was amazing. I know she got the job done, as predicted. She got the finish. A lot of people are picking Gillian Robertson here. Macy Barber's 8-0. She's undefeated now. She's going towards a title. We need some interest. It's only a matter of time before she gets KO'd by Shevchenko, but either way, we need someone to build some fucking interest. And an undefeated flyweight title challenger, I like the sound of it. I can't answer the phone, you stupid piece of shit. Anyway. Sorry about that. I don't know why I called them. I don't even know who it was, but they're a stupid piece of shit now, I guess. Joe Lozon versus Jonathan Pierce. Joe Lozon gets the job done. I like it. I really do like it. I predicted him to win on his comeback. I thought he was going to spaz out in the first round and get the first round finish. I called it. Joe Lozon gets it done. He's still around. And there people are saying retire. Why? He has no sign. He talks perfectly normal. He hasn't got a mass amount of brain damage. He's been in some wars, yes, but he never really gets KO'd stiff. You know what I mean? He's not going to have permanent damage on himself. I like Joe Lozon. I thought this guy, Jonathan Pierce, coming in, if he was a young, undefeated up-and-comer that had some hype behind him, I'd maybe go Jonathan Pierce is going to win, but Jonathan Pierce is 7-3. You know? I can't get excited for that. I picked Joe Lozon to win. He got the job done. I don't know what's next for Jonathan Pierce. Probably Bellator or something. But Joe Lozon getting that win. I want him to stay around. It's a good fight. Imagine him versus Jim Miller, a trilogy. Even though they've already fought twice. Him versus Nick Lentz makes sense. Him versus Clay Guida makes sense. Let's make some fun fights. He just got in there. He took no damage. Got the finish in the first round. And he's healthy. Why are you calling me again? I just obviously said I can't talk. You stupid bitch. I don't understand human people. I just declined and said I'm busy. That's the busy sign. I just said that and then they call again. Like, oh, he must be fine. He must be able to talk. Anyway, Greg Hardy versus Ben Sassoli takes place on this card. I picked Greg Hardy to win. He kind of did. I'm counting it as a win on my predictions. Because the asthma pump really didn't do anything to help him. But apparently the USADA and the commission said it was absolutely fine. So I can't blame him for trying to use it. Makes sense. If the commissions are just so fucking retarded when it comes to MMA. And anything in general. When do we hear a good job done by the commission? Never. Never. It's always them fucking up. They're just so brain dead. I don't know why. Hell yeah, you can use an asthma pump in the cage. Oh wait, oh now you don't get a win and it's a draw on your record and you don't get your money as well. So sorry about that. Whoops. Commission should be punished for it. They should be. Either way, I'm seeing this as a Greg Hardy win, to be honest with you. I think he won. Good job by Greg Hardy. Very good job. And he doesn't affect his record. He's still 5-1. I'd like to see him get a jump up in competition. I'm going to treat this as a Greg Hardy win, if I'm honest with you. Because he did just outpoint a guy for 3 rounds anyway. Like, the asthma pump didn't really do anything to help him. You know? He didn't even need it to win. He was just picking him apart from the outside the entire fight. I want to see Greg Hardy versus maybe a jump up in competition against maybe Maurice Green or Sergey Pavlovich winner. That makes sense. Maurice Green and Sergey Pavlovich are fighting next weekend at UFC Singapore. Greg Hardy versus the winner of that makes sense to me. Or, if you want to have some fun and maybe try and get rid of some old news, the winner of Struve versus Rothwell. That's winnable. It's winnable. They're both pretty chinny at this point in their career. Struve more so than Rothwell. There's fights for Greg Hardy, man. We got a bunch of guys at heavyweight coming up. Yair Rodriguez versus Jeremy Stephens. You guys got emotional and picked with your heart because you wanted to see Yair lose, because you didn't like the way he acted after the eye poke situation. I just picked who I thought was a better fighter. Yair Rodriguez is the better fighter. He's the better striker. One thing he doesn't have is the one-punch KO power that Stephens has. But that's the only thing that Stephens has over Yair. And I think Yair's too defensively well. I thought he was going to be too slick and too quick with his kicks. And he got the job done. Yair Rodriguez is a fucking beast, guys. An absolute beast. He's going to be highly ranked after this. People are saying title shot. Slow the fuck down. Please, slow down. Stop calling for title shots when guys enter the top 5. Please. I don't understand how Gaethje feels like he's earned something. He's at number 4. I have nothing against Gaethje, but why? What happened to have to be number 1 or 2 and then you get the title shot? Why are guys calling for it? Like Reyes called for a title shot after Ozdemir. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you're not going to get it. I don't understand. Either way, Yair Rodriguez got the job done. Brutal body kick in the second round. A lot of people saying Stephens robbed. They're just being emotional and crying about it. Wow, wow, I wanted Yair to lose. Wow, wow, wow. I was emotional and fell for it. Yair won the first round very clearly. Doubled up Stephens on strikes on the feet. Second round, Yair won. If not a 10-8, I think it wasn't a 10-8. It was a 10-9. I think if it kept going the way it was going, it was going to be a 10-8. But Stephens got the takedown at the end and landed some shots. It wasn't massive, but he did come back a little bit. So I thought that took away the 10-8 from Yair Rodriguez. And then Stephens was on top at the end of the third. And, yeah, just didn't do enough damage for a 10-8. So it was either going to be a draw or Yair would take the win. And I thought Yair would take the win. Good job by Yair. I like it. Very good job. Interesting featherweight. I want to see him versus the winner of Ortega versus Zombie. Maybe more so if it's Ortega, because maybe we don't do the Korean Zombie rematch just yet. Or I want to see him take on a winner versus Zabit versus Qatar. That also makes sense. Or Josh Emmett. There's a bunch of fucking guys. I like this. I really like this division. It's nice. And for Jeremy Stephens, maybe him versus Masad Bektik makes sense. There you go. Jeremy Stephens versus Masad Bektik. I don't mind that fight. Or Jeremy Stephens versus Cub Swanson. Either one. I'm down. For the first part of next year, I'm 100% down. Dominic Reyes KO'd Chris Weidman. The chin is gone. Also, about Yair Rodriguez versus Jeremy Stephens. Dominic Cruz, after the fight, is so biased towards Stephens. I like Dominic Cruz as a commentator. I think he's a great guy. I think he does a great job. I think he's a great commentator. Great brain of the sport. Dominant champion of the sport as well. One of the greatest bantamweights of all time. I like Dominic Cruz. He's very biased towards Stephens at the end. He was like, maybe Stephens, you know, if this was 5 rounds, Stephens, maybe that was the game plan and he couldn't adjust to 3 rounds. Listen, the game plan from Stephens. Dominic Cruz has this weird thing. With Conor McGregor versus Khabib, McGregor's getting his face pounded into the canvas. And Dominic Cruz is saying, this is what McGregor wants. He wants Khabib to get tired trying to knock him out. This is what McGregor's plan is. And in this fight, he's saying this is what Stephens' plan is. He wants to get KO'd almost to the body kick in the second round and get beaten the shit out of and lose the first round so he can win the third. I don't understand what Dominic Cruz... I think he just tries to take the opposite stance. Sometimes. To sound smart. And you can do that sometimes. But there's other times like when McGregor's head is getting pounded into the fucking canvas and he might be KO'd any minute by these shots. And Cruz is saying, hey, this is his plan. He wants to get KO'd, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what Cruz is doing. But either way, Dominic Reyes versus Chris Weidman. I picked Chris Weidman. Thought he was going to be a bit of a juicy underdog when it first opened up for the betting. His chin's gone. May it rest in peace. It will join Rockholds, Garbrandt's, Vic's. We'll see if it joins Darren Till's. Darren Till's got one more chance, I feel. And I'm sure that the commutal agreement of the Chin Committee, you know, of the Chin Council in the UFC, the No Chin Council, will agree with me here. All of you guys out there, I'm sure you will agree with me. That it takes something. I think Darren Till, if he loses the Kelvin Gastelum fight, he's on the board. He's in the Chin group, the No Chin group. He's in the graveyard. I reckon he has a chance to redeem himself. But we'll see what happens. Chris Weidman, another guy moving up in weight. The Chin thing doesn't seem to have an effect. I know Joe Rogan made the argument a lot, and a lot of guys made the argument that moving up in weight is better for the Chin. I think that's not true. I think the power that you get from moving up in weight, the power difference, I think the Chin does get better by you not cutting as much weight. I do think that. I think the Chin is way better by you not cutting weight. But I also feel like the power difference when you go up in weight supersedes, if that's a word, or succeeds. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I hope you know what I mean. The power change going up in weight is more than the amount your brain feels better by moving up in weight as well, by not cutting as much weight. So yeah, it doesn't make a difference, I don't feel like. We've seen it over and over again. Maybe we'll see it with Darren Till. That's going to be the decider, I feel like. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. Whittaker can still be KO'd at middleweight since lightweight. Max Holloway's been in the most trouble he's ever been in a fight in terms of being KO'd at lightweight instead of featherweight. McGregor's the only time he's been dropped is by Khabib at lightweight. We're going to see it over and over again. Daniel Cormier getting KO'd at heavyweight again. We thought it was good for him, but he took a big punch off Stipe. The power difference just is more than the difference in saving your brain. I want to see Reyes versus Jones. I reckon it'll be a decent fight. Reyes won't sell a fight for shit because I don't really find that interesting. This call-out was fucking terrible. Most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. Either way, Reyes versus Jones makes sense. Or the winner of Jacare versus Blachowicz versus Reyes, and then the winner of that one fights Jones. Or Reyes versus Smith, and if he wins that one, he can fight Jones. We'll see. Like and subscribe. See you later. Chris Weidman just retire. So click that button there. Goodbye. Goodbye.